There's nowhere left to run. We're at the culmination of this story. Is Araragi going to side with the darkness slash himself? Yeah, still waiting for a little bit of explanation on that one. I'm not entirely sure. But still, Ogi has been built up to be this big bad, and wanting to restore the balance and remove those that shouldn't be. This does seem somewhat important. Probably also going to be scattered with a few Monogatari staples. Heavy dialogue, a little bit of troubling visuals, and a whole lot of intrigue. So, let's go. Well, we have an audience this time. It's like cricket. Is cricket big in Japan? I don't believe so. Not quite like baseball or something. Oh. That would kind of make sense. Dogi does criticize him enough. But does that mean like just by enough people believing in something makes it a reality in this world? Kind of like with the shrine and the rock. Damn it, Araragi, what have you done this time? It's... That's also a very... It's not good to hit cricket balls with swords, I know that much. Any particular reason why they had to withhold this understanding and explanation from us? Uh, that's all I really have to say about that one. He helps everyone for various reasons, but there is one particular that is a driving force. Who who made this cake? I think Nadeko. Well, actually, no. Quite a few of them have had full arcs, but Nadeko was the most complete because that was just one and done, and then cool, we don't really need her in the story anymore. She's off doing her own thing. And even on the surface, Araragi is well, on the surface, Araragi is such a easygoing kind of guy who takes things upon himself, but with severe not self-loathing, but self-confidence issues in some ways. I almost couldn't picture who it was with the really long hair. lots of people in Aragi's circle have been used in various manners as a lure for him, so he should be used to it by now. So how was it any difference this time? An interesting premise, I guess. Him ending everything by, well, ending it with an apparition he created himself, which is based on his negative feelings about himself. Still doesn't explain the long sleeves. But compared to all of the other apparitions and monsters that he's had to fight, this one is no different, yet of course it is, because him throwing himself headlong into it. But fighting for his own sake. He's still probably going to detach the fact that it's made from himself and treat Ogi as its own entity. Oh, the looming expanse of darkness itself, like when back with Hachikushi. Well, it's cleaning up the room, I guess. No more having to draw all of those desks for the background. The fact that they can have this leisurely conversation while it's literally ripping the tiles from the floor. He has had a bit of a extraordinary existence. That's a bit of a harsh way of looking at things, but I guess. I mean, did Ogi do anything physically herself? You could say that that's the case. Uh, it's so nice that this portal to nothingness is just letting them have this lovely conversation. Well, if it's. I was going to say a bit of both, but okay. Well, it technically is because it's the last episode of this arc, but if they actually remove Oe from the story, this I'm not sure how to feel because there's one weird antagonist. And for once, an antagonist who just accepts the proceedings without there being a big fight. Is he going to make it in time? Well, yes, but is he disappearing as well? He definitely didn't get off unscathed. How many times have we seen him become a water feature? I don't think that overly matters. If he can do something to help anyone, good or bad. If he was born from himself, I guess he can use that. Everyone was just their name, apart from Mononoke, who he had to use an honorific. Did she just cauterize the wound for him? It's ambiguous enough that it doesn't matter. But that's brings into a question: was when she was created from Aragi's own thoughts, was she also brought into existence with this whole plan in place? Meme, you beautiful bastard! Just when I needed an ex machina, who could make an appearance? Okay. Kyomokachi. How much did she spend on like airplane fees, tickets, etc.? I didn't get that wordplay. She's not though. So is this Meme giving her a identity? Because this was brought up in the previous couple of episodes, wasn't it? Because she wasn't like an existence in this world, yeah. To think it could be solved that easily. I love him, but he's a bit of an ass. Gwit. Does she still... Well, did Ogi ever have any actual abilities or anything with being an apparition? Or was it just her plannings? Imagine if Hanakawa had, like, the trip back delayed at any point. One of the flights was cancelled. Whoops, they're already dead. Who allowed them to get their hands on a detonator? I guess companies would be making a lot of money of people repurchasing their alarm clocks if that was the case, though. Kami. That's one of the things with Japanese that I have enjoyed while learning is the different words like kami, which means a multitude of things. Hopefully she. I didn't need to. Being reminded of that. That. I think she's awoken to certain. Thanks. Also, throughout the series, have they actually been growing, like height wise, the sisters compared to him? Has he not come with an offering? Well, yeah, seems like a lot of work. See ya. Now that she's a god per se, are other people able to see her? Ha ha ha! Having a place to stay, finding a home after so many years wandering. That's quite a nice ending for Hachikushi's arc. Oh, that's a dress. So, return his arm. So you're making things exactly like they were. Do you think that he'd? Yeah. Do you really think he'd agree to that? The most convincing of all the arguments. There's no donut shops. It, I was about to say it's probably mutual that feeling, but that's good. That's good. So if he was to die, then she would die as well, but not before she lets his story continue. Waiting. Can't stick around for long, then. And was there any meaning behind the code for the bike lock there? Huh. I'm guessing metaphorically, like you joined some sort of program. What? Finally, an actual response to his gaze. Didn't Kiss Shot Heart Underblade also like land in Antarctica for a bit? Don't tell her she's in your sister's bedroom. There's probably a whole bunch of other events and cities that need saving, but not enough specialists to go around. Hey. They got that close, did they? It's somewhat funny knowing coming from a culture that doesn't put a heavy emphasis on honorifics. And a nice instrumental of the I think it's the OP. Oh, if it's from her, oh, I dread to think. Is she the present? Hmm. Wow. That's the first place your gaze goes. I don't know what that kanji is, but someone else in trouble. Yep. Can't leave anyone alone. When? Oh, yeah. It's. I don't know why, but Canberra crying like that is hilarious. Um, has Araragi changed really from when we got our first glimpse of him right back in the beginning when he was saving Hitagi from falling? A lot of stuff has happened, but the core sense of him has stayed the same. He's not dead yet, you don't need to recite the story. Thanks for the confirmation for the end. And just like that, happily ever after. Possibly. With a new god in place, the creation of all of these apparitions is going to be somewhat reduced, so I guess there's not many big stories still in line. I know that there's still a couple of episodes left. Since we had such a concise summation of everything here, what are we going to get? I guess one thing that can be driven home in this is that Araragi got his way. He didn't have to pick a side. He won without actually having to sacrifice anyone for it, apart from his arm. But that's a small price. Even with Araragi being immortal in all the past series and then having to regain that now to get... Well, yeah, he can't die from it, but the pain's still there. Many a normal person would have been driven insane by that. But like always, Monogatari, pretty good visuals, especially with all the desks flying in and the room starting to clear and then destroy itself. It's something that you sometimes go without noticing and goes, and it's not really celebrated when there is just simple things like making an instrumental of songs that you've heard previously in different styles to really bring home it's all coming together, and this is the moment that it was all building to. But of course, my knowledge on, well, Japanese in general, but kanji particularly, means that a lot of the wordplay and jokes and things that I might have been able to pick up on if I was smarter went completely over my head, even with it when it was explained. And Hanakawa's trip finally paying off with her bringing home Meme, who we've been missing for so long. Well, if you enjoyed that, what usually is like a after credit sequence explaining how they all turned out after the story, let me know down below. But also more Monogatari, so you don't want to miss it. Only a few more left though. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. But most importantly, and I cannot stress this enough, can anyone actually give me directions to the closest Mr. Donut? I don't think I could be complete without it. Anyway, get some rest. See you on the next one. If you want to help me get through all manner of life's difficulties and self-doubts, then consider helping me out on Patreon, because Sal, Raywin, Denamet1997, Shiwan, ASD, Stinsfire and everyone else are the small fragments of my psyche that help me keep everything together, albeit only temporarily. But hey, at least this time, if you disappear, there isn't a massive black hole that swallows everything. Hopefully. Should I be worried?